Have you ever had a day when things just flowed? The right call, perfect timing, a door opening out of nowhere. Most people call that luck. But in Buddhist wisdom, nothing is random, especially not success. Here's the truth. You don't need to chase harder. You need to align deeper. What if I told you certain numbers, when approached mindfully, can help you unlock more than just money, but peace, purpose, and flow? In this video, we'll explore 6 powerful numbers rooted in ancient Buddhist energy numbers that act as reminders, signposts, and spiritual compasses. And here's the key. April 26th and April 28th, 2025 aren't just ordinary days. They're rare energetic windows, moments when the universe is tuned to amplify intention for those who are present enough to listen. To kick off this journey, like this video, subscribe for more spiritual and abundance-focused content. Turn on notifications, and your first step, comment below. I welcome growth and harmony into my life, because stating your intention is how alignment begins. Let's dive into the first number that opens this energetic path. Part 1, number 65. Balance and peaceful abundance. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, working hard, staying busy but still feeling unsettled, like something is missing? That's the quiet whisper of imbalance. In Buddhist wisdom, the number 65 carries a sacred message. True abundance isn't loud, it's peaceful. It doesn't arrive through chaos. It grows from calm. Let's break it down. The number 6 is the symbol of spiritual responsibility, compassion, harmony, and mindful action. The number 5 represents personal freedom, growth and change, the energy that keeps life evolving. When combined, 6 and 5 form a beautiful equation. Freedom without mindfulness is reckless. Mindfulness without change becomes stagnant. But together, they create balance. Richard, a retired engineer from Vermont, once lived by his planner every hour, scheduled every goal, written in stone. But after retirement, that structure collapsed. He found himself adrift, waking up with no purpose. Until one morning he heard a podcast on living by alignment, not achievement. That same day, he saw the number 65 3 times on his coffee receipt, his step count, and the street sign on his walk. He took it as a sign. Richard began each morning with 5 things he was grateful for: his health, his wife's laughter, even the sunlight through the blinds. Then he'd write down 6 small goals for the day, not tasks, but intentions. Things like call my daughter, sit in the garden, or read for joy. Over time, he said, he didn't just feel more peaceful. He felt richer, even without earning $1, to align with the energy of 65. Try this practice each morning for 1 week. 1. List 5 things you're grateful for. Don't rush it. Feel each one too. Write down 6 intentions, not what you must do, but what will nourish your soul. These simple acts begin to gently shift your inner compass. Ritual for April 26th and 28th, on either April 26th or 28 days. When the energetic field is more open, set aside 15 minutes in the morning. Sit by a window or under the sky. Close your eyes and breathe slowly. With each exhale, whisper softly, 65. Let it anchor you in the present moment. This ritual isn't about wishing for money. It's about becoming the kind of person that peace and prosperity are naturally drawn to. Let this number be more than luck. Let it be your mantra for abundant calm in a noisy world. Part 2, number 94, life purpose and aligned action. What if true wealth isn't measured by what you have, but by how aligned your actions are with who you truly are? That's the quiet power of 94, a number that doesn't just point to prosperity, but to purposeful prosperity. In Buddhist numerology, 9 represents wisdom, compassion, and completion. It's the energy of the old soul, the teacher, the healer, the the guide. 4 stands for discipline, structure, and grounded action. It's the builder, the one who turns ideas into reality through steady, focused effort. Together 94 is a call to walk your talk, to live not just with dreams, but with daily conscious steps that honor your values. When purpose meets practice, prosperity follows. Let me tell you about Teresa. She was 59, a school counselor in Oregon. Everyone admired her work, but deep down she felt something tugging at her soul, a quiet voice that kept asking, "Is this all there is?" She had always wanted to help foster kids, especially those who had aged out of the system. So one day, after seeing the number 94 on her grocery ticket, her mailbox, and her dream journal, she took it as a nudge from the universe. 6 months later, she retired early, not because she was wealthy, but because she felt called. She used her savings to start a small nonprofit, offering mentorship and housing to teens exiting foster care. She says she's never earned less, but never felt more abundant. Her daily motto: what did I do today that reflects what I believe? If you want to live with the energy of 94, here's a simple but powerful practice. Every morning, ask yourself, what's one small action I can take today that reflects my core values? It doesn't have to be big. Maybe it's calling someone who's lonely. Maybe it's saying no to a project that drains you. Maybe it's planting a seed, literally or metaphorically. Write it down. Do it with intention. That's how alignment becomes a way of life. Candle ceremony for April 26 or 28. On either of these powerful dates, 1. Light a small white candle in a quiet space. 2. Say out loud, I align with my higher purpose. I trust the path of 94. 3. Close your eyes and visualize a moment when you felt deeply in sync with your calling. Let that feeling expand through your body like warm light. Let this ritual be your way of telling the universe, I'm no longer waiting to live meaningfully. I'm living it now. Number 94 isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters most with consistency and heart. Part 3. Number 66, the double power of spiritual perfection. If there's one number in Buddhist numerology that radiates deep peace and wholeness, it's 66. This isn't just a lucky number. It's a vibration of spiritual mastery. In Buddhism, the number 6 represents the 6 paramitas. 6 perfections or qualities we cultivate to walk the bodhisattva path. 1. Generosity, dana, giving freely not just of wealth but of presence. 2. Morality, sila, living ethically and in harmony with others. Patience, kshanti, meeting life without anger or resistance. 4. Diligent effort, virya, taking action with joyful persistence. 5. Meditation, dhyana, calming the mind, centering the heart. 6. Wisdom, prajna, seeing clearly beyond illusion. Now imagine those energies doubled. That's 66, a sacred portal into a life that's not just peaceful, but powerfully aligned. Sam and Evelyn, a couple in their 70s, used to chase what many of us define as success. Bigger house, better car, higher income. But when Evelyn's health took a turn, their priorities shifted. They sold their suburban home and moved into a modest cabin by the lake. No more clutter, no more rush, just space to breathe. At first, friends questioned them. Why downsize now? But Evelyn would smile and say, we didn't lose wealth. We returned to it. They began living by the paramitas, offering food to neighbors, simplifying their needs, meditating together each morning. And every night they'd whisper 66 together before sleep. A soft ritual that to them meant, we are living fully. We are already enough. They say they've never had more peace or more joy. To work with this number's power, try this before bed. 1. Write down 6 things you're grateful for. From the grand to the subtle clean water, the kind word your breath to. Write down 6 dreams, not just material goals, but soul-deep wishes. healing connection purpose. As you close your journal, gently say, 66, I rest in harmony. Let it be your final thought of the day, a seal of spiritual trust. This practice realigns your heart, trains your subconscious, and opens the door for meaningful abundance. In a world obsessed with more, 66 teaches us the power of enough. It's not about limiting yourself. It's about living richly from within. You don't need to wait for retirement, illness, or a major life change to embrace this. You can start tonight with a pen, a few honest thoughts, and a quiet 66 before sleep. Let 66 be your compass. Not for chasing life, but for cherishing it. Part 4, number 38, Inner Harmony and Infinite Abundance. Some people seem to flow through life like they're riding an invisible current. Opportunities appear, doors open. Wealth arrives, but not from chasing, from aligning. That's the energy of 38. In Buddhist-inspired numerology, each number carries a frequency, and when you combine 3 and 8, you create a code for inner harmony that magnetizes abundance. The number 3 symbolizes body, mind, and spirit. In balance, the sacred trinity of a grounded yet expansive life. The number 8, when turned sideways, becomes the infinity symbol. Endless flow cycles of karma and limitless potential. Put them together, and you get 38, a blueprint for living with clarity on the inside and drawing in wealth on the outside. But here's the key. It starts within. James, once a successful architect in Chicago, saw his entire business collapse during an economic downturn. He lost clients, his home, and most painfully, his confidence. For months, he spiraled in doubt. Until one afternoon at a used bookstore, a weathered journal fell off the shelf in front of him. On the cover, the number 38, inside a handwritten quote, "You already have what you're looking for. Now live like it." That moment cracked something open. James didn't restart his career by pushing harder. He began with stillness. He created space in the mornings to breathe deeply, listen, and reconnect with his core. He listed 3 intentions each week for his body, mind, and spirit, and he committed to 8 small actions aligned with his gifts: sketching, mentoring students, even gardening. Within a year, he didn't just rebuild his income, he rebuilt his joy. Here's how you can work with the vibration of 38. 1. Write down your 3 core values. What matters most to you? Peace, creativity, service. 2. Write 8 micro actions, small things you can do this week to embody those values. Think a 10-minute walk, a call to someone you love, cooking a healthy meal, meditating. Keep this list somewhere visible. Let it remind you abundance isn't in the hustle. It's in the harmony between your soul and your steps. Energetic ritual for April 26 or 28. On these special days of alignment, sit in silence at sunrise or sunset. Inhale deeply, and on each exhale, whisper. 38. Visualize golden light flowing from your heart in a figure 8 pattern, looping through your body into the earth and back again. This practice is a signal to the universe. I'm not chasing wealth, I'm becoming a vessel for it. The path of 38 isn't about forcing success. It's about fine-tuning your inner frequency, so life meets you halfway. Let 38 remind you that when you live in alignment, you become magnetic for the 5. Number 43, crossing the bridge to a new you. There's a moment in everyone's life when you stand at the edge of something new. You may not know exactly what lies ahead, but deep down, you feel it. It's time to become who you were always meant to be. That's the energy of 43, a sacred number of transformation and breakthrough. In Buddhist numerology, 4 is the number of stability, discipline, and structure, the foundation that grounds you. 3 represents creativity, joy, and inspired movement, the energy that propels you forward, combined. 43 is a gentle but firm invitation to leave behind who you were and step with intention into who you're becoming. Marissa was 52, a career woman who had always been successful by society's standards. Big title, good pay-packed calendar. But inside she felt numb, like she was living her resume, not her truth. One evening after a long meeting that left her feeling disconnected and depleted, she walked home and passed a bridge she never noticed before. At its entrance, a small plaque carved with bridge, No 43. She stopped in her tracks. The next morning, she began a new habit. Before work, she'd walk that same bridge in silence, repeating to herself, "I'm crossing into the version of me that feels alive." 3 months later, she left her job not in rebellion, but in peace. She trained in wellness coaching and now helps other midlife women rediscover themselves. She didn't leap without fear. She crossed with faith, and 43 became her daily compass. To activate the energy of 43, try this 5-minute morning ritual. 1. Sit quietly and close your eyes. 2. Picture a glowing bridge stretching ahead of you. The air is clear. The light is warm. 3. With each inhale, say silently, "I trust the process." With each exhale, say, "I welcome the new 4. Imagine yourself stepping forward, light, calm, ready. This isn't just imagination. It's training your subconscious to believe in possibility. A special practice for April 26th or 28th on these spiritually charged dates. Find a small object to represent your old self. Something simple like a stone or note. Stand at your doorway, or a literal bridge, if nearby. Take a breath, hold the object, and speak, "Thank you for who I was. I now release you with love." Leave the object behind. Step forward with intention. Repeating 43. This is your line in the sand, your sacred turning point. Number 43 doesn't promise comfort. It promises growth. It reminds us that transformation doesn't come from waiting for change. It comes from walking toward it, even if your knees shake. You are not stuck. You are standing on a bridge. And every step forward is a vote for your future self. Part 6, Number 7. Enlightenment and Lotus Awakening. Some numbers aren't meant to be solved. They're meant to be felt. And number 7 is one of them. In nearly every spiritual tradition, 7 is a sacred symbol, a doorway to inner awakening. In Buddhism, the symbolism runs deep. After attaining enlightenment, the Buddha is said to have taken 7 steps. At each step, a lotus bloomed beneath his feet. That story isn't just history. It's invitation. An invitation for all of us to begin our own 7-step journey toward clarity, peace, and deeper meaning. The universal pattern of 7. Ever notice how 7 shows up everywhere? 7 days in a week. 7 colors in the rainbow. 7 chakras in the body. 7 notes in a musical scale. It's as if the universe encoded wholeness into the number 7. And when you engage with it mindfully, it opens something ancient inside you. A remembrance of who you really are beneath the noise. Henry, 68, lived alone in a quiet town after losing his wife. Grief made him withdraw from his kids, his friends, even himself. One morning, while sorting through his late wife's journals, he found a sticky note she left behind. "Every step you take is planting a lotus. Keep walking, I love you." It was signed with a small 7. That note became his ritual. Each day he took a slow, mindful walk. 7 steps. Pause. 7 more. Pause. With every pause, he whispered something he still loved about life. Sunlight, birdsong, a memory, a breath. Months later, his children noticed a glow return to his face. He wasn't just healing, he was awakening. Daily practice. The 7-step stillness. You don't need a temple, just your breath and a little space. Each morning before your phone, before the world. 1. Stand still. Take one deep breath for each number, 1 to 7, 2. With each breath, whisper a word. Peace, trust, patience, joy, courage, grace, presence. 3. Afterwards, sit in stillness for 2 minutes. Let those words echo through your body. It's not about doing more. It's about tuning into the frequency that life is already singing. On these powerful energy days, create a lotus moment for yourself. Place a white flower, real or symbolic, in a bowl of water. Sit with it in silence. With each breath say, I take one step closer to my higher self. Repeat 7 times. Watch how your inner world softens. The number 7 isn't lucky because it brings fortune. It's lucky because it brings you back to yourself. It reminds you that enlightenment isn't some far-off peak. It's found in everyday steps taken mindfully. You're not walking alone. Every time you pause, breathe, and listen, a lotus opens under your feet. Part 7. Rituals, beliefs, and the energy of enough. If you want to change your life, you must first change your relationship with energy, especially the energy behind your rituals, your beliefs, and your inner narrative. Let's begin with ritual. In Buddhist-inspired practices, ritual isn't superstition. It's sacred structure, a way to bring intention into ordinary moments. Creating a number ritual is one such tool. Morning. Choose one of your lucky numbers, like 65 or 66. Sit in silence, place your hand over your heart, and breathe that number in visualizing peace, balance, or clarity entering your body. Midday. Write down one thought you want to release and one belief you want to embrace. Evening. Express gratitude. Whisper your chosen number and write down 3 things you're thankful for. Some even create a number altar at home, a small space with a candle, a stone, or even a paper with your guiding number. It becomes a visual reminder that you are living with intention. One woman, an American mother in California, used 65 and 66 as anchors after her family went through a painful divorce. Through daily ritual and quiet repetition of these numbers, she rebuilt emotional safety with her children. It wasn't magic, it was presence, and that's where healing starts. But none of this works if you don't believe you're worthy of wealth in the first place. So here's the real question. Do you truly believe you deserve abundance? Because wealth flows through the path of belief. If your mind is still whispering stories like, I'm not enough, I never succeed, or we've always struggled, then those beliefs are silently steering your reality. And often scarcity isn't truth, it's habit. We've been taught to focus on what's missing, not enough time, money, love, or recognition. But when you begin to see what's already present, your health, your breath, your courage, that's when the shift begins. This isn't blind optimism. It's choosing clarity over fear. Every time you acknowledge what's already enough, you rewire your brain, and where focus goes, energy flows. So as you work with your numbers, remember, a ritual grounds you, a belief frees you, gratitude grows you, and abundance begins, not when you get more, but when you realize you already are more. Part 8, Gratitude, Power, and the Courage to Act. If belief sets the foundation, then gratitude builds the walls, and action opens the doors. Let's begin with the power of appreciation. Abundance doesn't bloom in the soil of entitlement. It grows in the soil of gratitude. When you regularly pause to appreciate what you already have, even the smallest blessings, something shifts. Your mind calms, your heart softens, your energy becomes magnetic. There's a family in North Dakota who started a simple ritual each night. Every member wrote down one thing they were grateful for. Within 3 months, they weren't just more connected, they were more creative, more patient, and oddly, more financially secure. Why? Because gratitude changes how you see and how you act. And that brings us to one of the most misunderstood truths. You are not the seeker. You are the source. Real wealth doesn't come from chasing money. It comes from cultivating value inside yourself, your gifts, your ideas, your discipline, your presence. The world reflects what you radiate. Think about the most abundant people you know. They don't wait to be chosen. They create. They give before they get. They take small, consistent steps even when no one's watching. That's the final key action. Yes, mindset matters, but intention without movement, that's just wishful thinking. Don't wait for clarity to start. Clarity comes through motion. Start with what you have. Take one small step today that reflects the future you desire. A man in his 60s once said, "I thought I needed a miracle. But all I really needed was to take the first 15 minutes of every day and act like I already had one." And you? What's the action that aligns with your truth today? Because when belief meets gratitude, and both meet action, that's when abundance stops being a theory and starts being your new reality. So after all these numbers, stories, and rituals, what does it really come down to? It's simple. You are not here by accident. These numbers didn't find you randomly. They arrived because your soul is ready for a shift. Not just a financial breakthrough, but a deeper alignment, a life that finally reflects who you really are. Calm, capable, connected. Deserving, abundant by design. Whether it's 65's balance, 94's purpose, 66's sacred peace, or 38's infinite potential. These aren't just lucky numbers. They are mirrors reflecting the parts of you that are already whole, but waiting to be awakened. And now you know, luck doesn't fall from the sky, it rises from within. So ask yourself, what number will you carry forward? What shift will you begin today? If this video resonated with you, here's your next step. Like this video to affirm your energy. Subscribe for more insights on abundance, Buddhism, and inner peace. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of clarity. And most importantly, comment below, "Still walking." Because your journey isn't over, it's only just beginning. You are the luck you've been waiting for. Now go live like it.